What's going on, guys? Bearded Storyteller here. I wanted to go over a top 5 list of duty weapons of, I guess, 2022, or maybe we can go back to 1980. I don't know. I got several different ones here to choose from. These are ones that have been common in duty use over the years. If you're getting into level 3, level 4 security, or maybe fixing to go into law enforcement, and your department lets you pick your own duty weapon, your sidearm, of course. These are some of the ones that you can maybe choose from. So, starting off the list here, we'll go with the Beretta 92 FS. This one here is a 1980 or 83. It's 80 to 83 due to the serial number and all of that. As you can see, this one is clear, no magazine, no rounds in it. We're good to go. This one here obviously isn't the exact one, but the U.S. military adopted this one in 1985 to 2016, I think it was. But they adopted the M9, the M9A4, M9A3, stuff like that. This one is your basic, bare bones 92 FS, but this one is the police special, and I live in a small town. Found this at my local pawn shop. This was a police trade-in. The sheriff of the town carried this on duty for a bunch of years, and it's got the holster wear to prove it. So this one here is a 18 plus 1 9mm, but these things have been known to be very reliable, very robust. Beretta has made a name for themselves because of these. Now, yeah, in the earlier days, Beretta did have some problems with these, with the slides cracking and different issues like that. But those issues were supposed to be resolved and worked out. This one here, I've put quite a few rounds through it. No issues whatsoever. It's been pretty good to me. So this is one option that you can go with. Lots of holster options available for it. Magazine options. Magazines are cheap for these. It does have a slide mounted safety, so you'll have to kind of work with that, train past it, etc. 5-inch barrel, list goes on. Anything you want to know about these, you can go on the internet and look it up. So, second one is a Glock 22 or Glock 17. These are obviously full-size service pistols. This one here is my Glock 22 Gen 3. It does have a Streamlight TLR1. I did take some acetone and took the Streamlight logo off of it because it was a giant billboard and I didn't like that. So I did remove it off of both sides. That way it ain't on there. It kind of looks more sleek and much better. As you can see, it's empty. So with this, I believe it is a 4.7-inch barrel or 4.9 or something like that. I'd have to go back and look up the specs, but these here have been very common in duty use ever since 87 or so, I believe. And you can pick these up today for fairly cheap. For mine, being the 40 caliber, it is a 15 plus 1, but the Glock 17 is a 17 plus 1. And of course you can get magazine extensions and stuff like that. You can get lights. It has a rail on the bottom of it. You can mount stuff too. This one also does have the True Glow Tritium Pro and night sights on it. Very reliable. This is my service weapon, what I carry for security. So this is one of them anyway. So we'll set that one down. Next one is a M&P 2.0. You can go with the 40 caliber or you can go with a 9mm. Both of these are basically like your Glock 17, Glock 22. Basically the same size. This is a 4.25 inch barrel, 15 plus 1 capacity, which it does have it is a 40 caliber. So the 2.09 millimeter is a 17 plus 1. Now this one I carried for a while. This one is basically stock. There's a little bit of color fill and a Hogue grip sleeve on here to kind of help you get a little better purchase on that, fit your hand a little better. These things you can find for pretty cheap, you know, anywhere from $475, $500, depending on what kind of package you get. Very reliable. Never had any problems out of this thing whatsoever. This is the 40 caliber version, if I didn't already say that. So never had any issues with it. Served me quite well. Next one on the list is a any 4-inch 357 Magnum revolver. This one happens to be a Taurus model 66, chambered in 357. As you can see, it is a 7-shot. I don't know if you can see that there, but this one here is a 7-shot 357, 4-inch barrel. Good factory rubber grips help you get a good purchase. This is a K-frame size revolver, so it's basically the same size as your Smith & Wesson 686 or something like that. You can find these pretty cheap on the market as well, $475 to $550 depending on what you want. But these things were carried for years and years and years by lots of law enforcement and security all over the world. These are kind of outdated now, but there are still a lot of corrections officers that still carry these old 4-inch 357 revolvers, and they've really withstood the test of time. I mean, these things have held up marvelous throughout the years. So pick you up one of these guys. It should serve you quite well. Next is obviously a good old 1911, right? So 1911, completely empty, as you can see. No rounds in it, nothing like that. These things have obviously been around since 1911. This one here is your 45, so shoots that big old 230 grain ball. Yeah, you know, some of them are really reliable, some of them are not. This one here is a T-Sauce carry model. This is the commander size. I have had a few feeding issues with this thing, but I tore it apart and I polished all of the internals with Mother's mag and aluminum polish, and really got those issues worked out. And the only malfunctions I had was within the first 50 rounds, and I was using really cheap magazines. So I got me some good quality mags, Metgar and what do you call it? Metgar and McCormick mags, and some Wilson Combat mags, and you know, some other brands, and haven't had any issues since then. Lots and lots of law enforcement officers still carry 1911 still to this day. Lots of civilians have these things. You know, this one here, a T-Sauce carry stainless, 4.25 inch barrel as well. You could still get these things for $550 to $600 for this one here. Comes with your standard Novak style white dot sights, you know, your typical equipment. Pretty nice little selection you can get here. But you know, if you're going to get a 1911 for duty use, then you know, make sure, take it out, shoot it, make sure it functions, you know, feed it, and don't just throw it in a holster and think that it's going to work later on, because literally anything could go wrong. But lots of people have trusted their lives with these things on the battlefield and combat, and seem to serve them quite well. And as a honorable mention, this would be your number 6 honorable mention. Standard Glock 19, right? So you got your standard Glock 19, Generation 4, Generation 3, 5, whatever you want to do. But lots of people in small towns and big cities still carry the Glock 19 as their service weapon. My boss carries a Glock 19 as his service weapon. This is my concealed carry. This is what I carry on my days off and stuff like that. I just have a set of high-vis fiber optic sights on this guy. You got your 15+1 capacity, your 4-inch barrel, 4.0-inch barrel. You know, you got your extended beaver tail on here. This is a Gen 4, so you got your little beaver tail, you know, keep from getting that slide bite going on back there. And to kind of help you really fill up your hand, you know, because I got some fairly large hands. Anyway, you can still pick these up on the market, new and used, for really good prices still to this day, you know, anywhere around $500. Used, you can probably get them anywhere from $350 all the way to $450, and new, you know, $500 to $550, something like that. So obviously these things have been around for a very long time, tried and true. Never had a failure out of this one either. And so that's it. Pretty much self-explanatory from there. Anyway, guys, if y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns, be sure to leave that down in the comment section below. If you want to, like and subscribe. Share this video as well if you want to. Appreciate you guys' time, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and don't do anything I wouldn't do.